Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, and also double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that are still to this very day continuing to rule very well, that is feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and also Shalom to the whole elect that is likewise doing the same things in his work, that's continuously spreading this ministry and this gospel to the other members of the whole elect in faith, in truth and sincerity, and all charity. Now, this video is going to be centered around a dream which I had, and that dream was concerning a particular lion, right? In which, if I can go briefly into this dream, and I'm also bring out, a few precepts to go right along with what I've seen in this dream, which is I believe that dream was given to me through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And in this dream, you had a particular lion, which was like the one you see on the screen here, all right? In which that was a spirit that I was able to find this picture, because this is this lion here was exactly like the one that I saw in my dream. Okay. And in this dream, this one particular lion, it was laid out and it was written before me, it was written out that this lion was spectacular. Okay. And what that sign, what it said is that this lion was spectacular, and it was the best lion out of all the animals that were around it. All right. And so I observed the lion, right? And what this lion did, all right, was that it went around and tread upon all the other animals that were around it, all right? And it overcame all the different other animals that were there, that were near that lion, all right? It went through the rest of the animals. It tread down other animals, all right? It tore one into pieces, all right? One animals into pieces, basically subdued it. And all the other animals tried to attack this lion, okay? But it couldn't overcome it, okay? Because every single thing that these other animals tried to do, this lion will always overcome what they try to do to it, all right? And at the end of it, the lion came out victorious. All right. Now, we know in this truth what the lion represents. Okay. That lion represents Yahushai, who these people inwardly call Jesus. Okay. And which in this dream, really this dream is foretelling the future. Okay. Because the other animals that came up against this lion, all right, which is a representation of these other nations trying to come up against Yahushai, all right, when he returns. Okay, because he is known in the scriptures as the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Okay. So when this lion returns, all right, which is the most beautiful and spectacular lion around, guess what? The other animals, which represents when you go into the other animals, it's talking about the other nations, all right, because there's a scripture in the New Testament concerning Peter, all right, in which not only in Peter, but also in other scriptures as well concerning the other nations, where you have other instances where the scriptures tell you that the other nations represents the dogs. Okay. But again, like I mentioned before, is that with these other animals, which represents the other nations, all right, they're going to be subdued by Yahushai. Okay. And like I mentioned before, concerning Peter, where he saw the vision with the other animals, and the Lord told him to go and slaughter and consume, or to eat. All right. Which, if you go deeper into that scripture, really is going to the Israelites, which took on the customs of the other nations and went by those identities. All right. The Israelite foreigners. Okay, because that was concerning Cornelius, all right, which we know Cornelius is an Israelite. All right. So again, this is foretelling the future, man. Yahushua is indeed on his way, and he's about to tread down these other nations and to establish his kingdom. Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump to the precepts I have here. This is Jeremiah chapter 4, start at verse 7. It says, the lion, which represents Yahushua, the lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. And that's why Yahushua, that's another title that Yahushua has been given, right? He's been given the title of the destroyer. Okay. See, these modern day Christians don't know anything about that, about how the Lord has different titles, and that one of his titles is the destroyer. Okay. Also, it says in the book of Exodus, if I'm not mistaken, it says that this angel, which is Yahushua, is beware of him, because he will not pardon your transgressions. All right. So again, it says the lion has come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He has gone forth from his place, which is where the spirit world. He's going to come back in a wondrous fashion with his chariots, which are the people called so-called UFOs, and to destroy this place, right? It says, he has gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy city shall be laid waste without inhabitant. Okay. And what's the cities represent? This represents America, which is Babylon the Great. Okay. Now we'll move on from there. Get the book of Micah chapter 5 verse 8. And this is going into the elect of the nation of Israel, and which, this also ties into Yahushua as well, because he's going to be at the head of the elect. All right. So here it is in Micah chapter 5 verse 8. It says, and the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest. See? And that's what I was mentioning earlier about the beasts of the forest coming up against this lion, in which the beast, which is the other nations, all right, which are the Gentiles, right, the natural Gentiles, they're going to be overcome by the lion of the tribe of Judah, which is Yahushua. Okay. And he's also going to use the elect of the nation of Israel as his battle axe, like in Jeremiah chapter 51, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. It says, as a young lion, reading on, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. All right. So in that day, no one is going to stand in for what's about to happen. No one's going to come to the rescue of Esau, Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man. No one's going to come to his rescue, and no one's going to come to the rescue of these other nations. All right. Yahushua is going to go through and he's going to tear in pieces. All right. And the elect is going to join right in with them. Okay. Now move on from there. Grab the book of Isaiah chapter 31. And this is at verse 3. It says, now the Egyptians are men, and not the Most High, and their horse is flesh, and not spirit. When the Lord Yahweh Shai shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. See? So the Egyptians, which are the modern day Egyptians, represents these Edomites. Okay? Because we're right now residing and being held captive here in the New Egypt, all right, pursuant to Revelations, the city which is spiritually called Sodom in Egypt. Okay, so again, it says the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, and their horse is flesh and not spirit. In other words, they're weaponry. All right, they're fleshly. They're made out of materials that the Most High has created. Okay, so when the Lord stretched out his hand, everyone that's with this man and that help him out and they try to help him to subdue Yahushua, they're all going to fail together. All right. There's no escaping this. Okay. Verse 4, it says, for thus hath the Lord Yahweh Shai has spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey. All right. And on a small level, that's his words being pushed out throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. So it says, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when the multitude of shepherds is called forth against them, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. See, so again, that is us going out in the highways and byways proclaiming his word. Okay, so even though you have these so-called Christians, these are bugged out Christians, these 5%ers, these Egyptologists try to come up, and all the other shepherds try to come up against this lion, he's not going to back away. All right, he's going to roar after his prey, and he's going to come right after it. All right, and which the prey is talking about this current kingdom, man, these Edomites. Okay. All right, see, I'm going from there. There's another scripture I want to grab. I believe it's the 2nd Esdras. Right. So this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 12. Let's see. This 2nd Esdras chapter 12, and this is at verse 31. Now, this is a vision that Esdras was given the interpretation of, and that lion represented Yahweh Shai. Okay. Now, this happened during the time of the Roman Empire. Okay. When the Roman Empire, prior to it being set up and taken down, Esdras was given the vision of what's going to happen to what happened to the Roman Empire. Okay. And today, as we stand here in America, this is known as the revised Roman Empire. Okay, that's why you go into Revelations. It speaks about the daily wound that was on one of the heads of the beast being healed. Okay. So this is verse 31. It says, "And the lion whom thou sawest rising up out of the wood," right, that thicket, "and roaring and speaking to the eagle, rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which thou hast heard. This is the anointed, which is Yahweh Shai, which the highest hath kept for them and for their wickedness unto the end. He shall reprove them and shall upbraid them with their cruelty. For he shall set them before him alive in judgment." And right, and these Edomites that were there during the Roman Empire, they are alive and well today. Okay. And they're being set before him to be alive in judgment. All right. And it's read on, it says, "And shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of my people shall he deliver with mercy, those that have been pressed upon my borders, and he shall make them joyful until the coming of the day of judgment, whereof I have spoken unto thee from the beginning." See that? So it's going to be absolutely pronounced when Yahweh Shai returns and destroys this place, the revised Roman Empire, okay, and set up his kingdom. Okay. So that's pretty much it on that, just to give edification on the dream which I had. And it goes to show you that, look, the Lord is definitely on his way, man, without a doubt. Okay. So Lord's will is edifying and also comforting to the elect of the nation of Israel. And hopefully, this was a faith booster, an absolute faith booster. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule very well to this very day. And also shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the whole elect that's laboring his will and his work, giving your diligence to make your calling and election sure in faith, in truth, in sincerity, and all charity. And with that, God say shalom.